New plugin alert. Now, I got to be honest, I slept on this plugin when it initially was released, but let's hop into this new Polymax synth from Universal Audio. I told you guys this year they're really changing their momentum as far as like the music producer community, because they serve a lot of people. They serve guitarists, they serve recording, industries, they serve a lot of people. So I don't expect them to always focus on music producers. But this year, they said we're going to knock music producers over the head. I think in February, they dropped the 1176 for free. Now they have a synthesizer you guys could get for free. We're about to make a beat with it. It's called the Universal Audio Polymax. Now, this company, if you're not familiar with Universal Audio, they just create the best of the best stuff for music production. For example, if I load up this console is like what helps me, set up my mics and everything. It's just the best technology for an audio interface. Not to mention other companies, but other companies aren't even close with their software for their interface, just like that. So here's the Polymax. All right, so a very thick sound right off the bat. Usually when we have synthesizers from any company, the sawtooth is very plastic sounding. This one has a resonance to it. So let's just go through presets to see what these sound like. So like that phase, that wave interference. And the presets are good. So whoever made these presets, shout out to you. This would probably be more of a bass. So we're going to make an entire beat today. I'm just going through a couple sounds here. Really lush sound. I like this preset a lot. That's a dope one. Let me see if we could mark these as like our favorites. Okay, and they have a favorite system. Dope. You gotta love UAs. Like they are in a truly innovative company. They are the ones that push the limits and like figure out what to make next. That's what I love about their company. They really take pride in their product. They're not just like throwing stuff out there. Oh yeah, we need this preset right here. All right, let's make like a Griselda style beat. We're going to start with the drum break only because I don't want to sit here and program drums for like an hour. Let's go to Beat Butcher stuff. He has some of the best drum kits on the planet. Shout out to Beat Butcher. Let's drop his, let me see, loops, drum breaks. Yeah, this is it right here. So I assume that's like 80 something BPM. Let's see. Let's go down to like 80 BPM. Let's try 82. Drag this in because it doesn't give us the BPM, so I'm just going to assume. Let's double click and find this BPM. Double click. Let's go to mode, stretch mode, and then we're going to grab this time knob and lock it to the nearest bar. Let's go to song mode. It's a little fast to 82, maybe it's 77. That feels more authentic. Now take Control B to latch paste. So let's build a beat around this. Let's hit Control L, send it to the mixer. One of my favorite plugins is the Alicia Impressor, especially for pianos. I use this a lot for like a Griselda sound. It just adds that extra like smacky sound and that, I call it a creamy sound. I know that doesn't make sense, but it just adds that little bit of extra texture on your beat. You don't have to compress your sound as much as I do. Now, what I love about this compressor, you can really push the sound. See how I just added, here's before. And the drums are already processed, mind you. They sound cool, but here's after. They just have a vibe. Okay, so let's hit Control L, let's send that Polymax to the mixer. And now let's record in some notes, okay? So I'm going to do F minor and then a suspended second chord. You guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com. So I'm messing with the mod wheel here to create a different sound. Ah, dang it. Okay, so I tried to do something while I was recording and it messed it up. So we just have to do it again. Basically, it's not a big deal. I was trying to make the thing longer as I was doing it, but it created a little thing. Anyway, let's do this one more time. So I don't care that this is a little bit not synchronized. I'd rather it not be synchronized. It gives it that authentic retro sound. Shout out to the Drum Broker if you guys are looking for drum breaks. They have really dope drum kits. So now I'm moving the mod wheel to express. So I guess the mod wheel by default is linked to the filter. Even the pitch wheel is like different. It just sounds way different with the pitch wheel. See how that mod wheel in the bottom left is moving as I move my mod wheel? And let's just let it rock. So that was a really authentic performance. I honestly, when I was recording that, I thought that was coming from my Prophet 6. Just to give you guys an example of what my Prophet 6 sounds like, I honestly thought, I was like, oh, I must have left the track open. Oh, it's not even on that track. My bad. So this is the quality of a Prophet 6. This is just one of the patches. Oh, I was like, why? What is that sound? That was me triggering that by the MIDI. So this is a Prophet 6, and some of the presets from the Polymax sound very close to this. So that's why I was like, I thought I was playing from my actual Prophet 6. So this thing sounds really, really close to my Prophet 6 in terms of the way I would sound design. So that's why I was like confused. That's a really, really good sign for you guys, especially considering this is free. All right, let's add some more sounds. I'm just gonna go through presets and just see what vibes. We're going for that like Drum Broker, gritty New York sound. Also too guys, they have an arpeggio on here. Let's try this. Let's put it on 3 octaves and let's set the mode to upward. Let's build a sound from scratch. Let's use 0 presets, turn up the resonance. Let's see how easy it is to sound design. Wow, they have a quick little FM knob, that's pretty dope. Is that oscillator too? This is pretty straightforward. This is an interesting, there's a shape modulation tool here, which is interesting. Let me take off the arpeggio for a sec. That's the sound so far. That's pretty dope. Let's add some unison in here. This is like a really, really straightforward synthesizer. Shout out to them. This is for real, like, and it feels cool when interacting with the actual plugin. It feels like fun to turn these knobs. This is an experience I've never seen in a UI before. So now we have like an organ type sound. Let's do something, let's make it like detuned a little bit. Now we have this like organish type sound. That's crazy how we did that in like a matter of like milliseconds, especially if I wasn't talking. Let's record this in. Let's put the same chords. You guys, I'm actually shocked. I'm going to be honest. I was not expecting like this quality from a synth like this because I've never tried their instruments because they were always in Luna. And I'm actually shocked at the results we're getting. This is very, 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 very close to the sound design I would do right inside of my Prophet 6. And just to let you guys know, Prophet 6 is not cheap. And it requires power to turn on and all this other stuff too. The fact that we're doing this so easily with this simple interface is crazy to me. Let's go through more presets. Let's see what else we can find here. And we're creating a sound that's authentic to the genre. It does not feel synthetic. Now, one of my favorite plugins to mess with is the EP34 Tape Echo. This is like, there's a preset in here that just is perfect. It's called Dub Professor. So let's send that to this, but let's automate the mix level just so it doesn't get too jarring over time. So basically this will create like this infinite like textured layer. Let me solo this so you guys can understand what I'm saying here. I might even need, oh, sorry, what is that sound? And I might need to automate the actual, so you hear that if I stop this little texture, no other plugin can give me that sound. It's such a dope plugin for that. And it just builds up tones over time depending on what you guys play. And it just keeps going. It's such a, so what I'm gonna do is automate this just so I don't have it on the entire beat. But that's gonna add a layer that we can't get with MIDI. Turn it down, the effect down a little bit. Let's see what other sounds again are in here. Let's go through presets. Nice pad right here. This is crazy. This feels so like, oh, here's the weird part about this plugin that's like really messing with my brain is usually when we use synthesizers, we associate synthesizers with fake sounds. This synthesizer does not feel like a fake thing. It feels like an organic instrument. And that's what I can't wrap my mind around is how did they figure out how to take synthesizer sounds, but make it feel organic like a guitar or like a piano as far as it fitting in with the vibe. So like, that's what's kind of like shocking me And again, I was not expecting this plugin to be this fire. This one, we got to put some crazy chords on this one. I'm just gonna try different chord combinations here. This is crazy. Shout out to Universal Audio. This is like for real surprising. For real, I keep thinking that I'm playing my Prophet 6. This is so expressive. Y'all, I don't think y'all understand. Like, this plugin could literally replace my entire need for using the Prophet 6 for sound design. Not that I would ever like completely get rid of my stuff, but I want you guys to hear, just so you understand. I'm using the Prophet 6 from Dave Smith Instruments here. Like, I'm using it as a MIDI controller, and my sound's also plugged up. It says Korg, but this should say my Prophet because I swapped out the keyboard. Like, what separates this from the sounds we created? And the weirder part is that the Polymax sounds way more organic. I said that like 8 times because I'm literally in shock of how close or better the Polymax is. But it's like we can achieve that sound in the Polymax. That's why I'm like, this is nuts, y'all. Let's see if we can add one more layer in here. Let's try to find a bass sound. Now this will be interesting to see if we can find a bass. Let's go to their bass presets. This sound is dope. Like, what? How did they even... Who designed this? They need a pay raise immediately. This one's a little detuned from the root note, but I wonder if there's a quick way to pitch bend everything. This one's a little different because it's more of fitting it in this beat. I might do it over here where there's more room. this crazy breakdown sound. Like, wow. There's no synth on the market that could do this. And I have Serum too. Let me find it. Here it is. Boom. Like, let's listen to what we've created so far. Again, it feels so real, like a real instrument. It doesn't feel like just a little plastic thing. This, like, I don't know how to like express it to you guys, but I really feel like I'm playing a real synth, and it's way more fun playing these sounds. I don't know what magic they put into this thing. It just has that thing. I just don't know how to like express it to you guys, but when you get your hands on this, and I don't even need to add a bunch of plugins to make it sound better. It just sounds good. So shout out the sound designers too. Let's see if we can add anything else. I think we're kind of full up on sounds here. This plugin, it just keeps getting better. Oh my god, this thing is insane. I have no idea how they figured this out, y'all. This is like, I keep saying it because I'm truly like beyond impressed. I'm like mind blown about this. This is crazy. Let's try their strings. They really cracked the code on synthesizers. Now this makes me want to try their other plugins because now I know the quality of just a simple synth like this, or seemingly simple. If they can make a 2 oscillator synth sound this good, then what can their other plugins do? They have a Moog plugin, they have a piano plugin, they have some other stuff. I can't remember exactly all their synths or their plugins. But if this is what we can get from the synth, a 2 oscillator synth. Y'all, this is crazy. I don't know one synth, and I know I'm saying this 35 times. I know you're getting tired of me saying this, guys, but I don't know one synth that sounds that real. Like, it sounds so, I don't know how to explain it, like such a real thing, even though it's a synthetic thing. Let's hear our beat that we made so far. I'm like so pumped about this synth that I want to hear that again. All right, let's play it one more time. Yo, this beat sounds so good. I forgot too that if I up the buffer length, sometimes it just sounds better. So let me try this. So I'm doing this because I want you guys to hear how crazy this sounds. did they create this thing? This thing is beyond supreme. I am extremely shocked. I want to thank everybody at UA. I want to thank the sound designers. I want to thank the marketing people. I want to thank whoever decided to give away this for free, because I would have never tried the instruments if this wasn't free. I mean, that sounded crazy. That's not true. I just didn't know. I thought I needed Luna to try the instruments, and I was always skeptical to start. It's not that I didn't expect the quality to be low. It just looks so simple. You would not expect this crazy sound out of it. Insane. Be 10 stars. Is that a thing? 10 stars on this plugin, guys. It's completely free. I don't know how long it will be free, but I would buy this. I just didn't know what it sounded like. The fact that now I know what it sounds like, this is even worth purchase. I might even purchase it after it goes for paid, because this is like crazy value. Y'all, share with a friend. We need everybody to know to get this right now. Peace.